Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. It's time for me to pick my monthly makeup for October. I always try and remind myself that I have so many beautiful things, and this entire year I have made it a huge priority to start every month by pulling what I already have and putting it in a basket. Now, the hard part is that when I do make purchases, sometimes those new things go into the next month's bin so that I can give you a good in-depth review. I have some of those that I've done recently. I will link one of them for you here, put the other one in the description box, but I am definitely looking forward to using what I already have. And since we're solidly into fall, I am definitely going for things that remind me of fall and bring me fall joy. So let's pull some makeup. I'm just gonna pull this top drawer out all the way, leave it on the table right here in front of me, and we'll just put complexion products right in there. The first thing that I am so delighted by is this. This is the Minimalist from Merit. I feel like my camera is not, there we go. It's not focusing. This is their stick foundation, and this works so beautifully on my skin as foundation as well as concealer. I'm wearing it today. It's the only coverage product that I'm wearing, and I am so impressed by this. I have the second lightest shade. This is the shade Slip, and you can see mine is Gouda because I have been loving it. This is definitely going in. I definitely have favorites. Part of me is like, Lisa Eldridge. I'm like, no, wait. Let's see what else there is. This is one I haven't used in a while. I'm not sure that I have the right shade in 10, and I feel like it's a little dark for me, but it's been a long time since I've worn it. I think it might be good to put this in, but if I'm gonna need something that's gonna help balance it out, one that is a little too light, but I love the way this looks on my skin, is the Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting from Shiseido. I have the shade 110 Alabaster, so I feel like this one's a little too dark, this one's a little too light. Maybe together they could become best friends. I'm thinking about work days. I want something that's gonna last, and this one from Catrice really does. It's their HD Liquid Coverage. I have the shade 010 Light Beige. I don't know what I feel like their numbering system is different now, but at the time when I bought this was the lightest shade they had. I don't know if that's still the case, but I'll put this in for work days. I have another set of acrylic trays, and that's where I keep these concealers. But let me think about the shades of foundation that I have and the concealers I want to use with there. I always reach for the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I think I'm going to say no to that, but I am going to put in the Beauty Pie Under Eye Genius. This is a great corrector for me. I love this. I always put this in. It's always there. I'm also super in love with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have the second lightest shade in 1.1N. That's gonna go in. I was thinking about other full coverage concealers that are fantastic. This one here, the label has worn off of the tube. It's Estee Lauder's Double Wear Radiant Concealer. I'm gonna put this one in because I wanna see how it stacks up next to the one from Huda. And maybe what I should keep doing is keep trying this one. This is the new one from Charlotte Tilbury, the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. All right, so that's 3 concealers, 4 foundations. We should be good. So this bin here has all of my powders in it. This is like powder and foundation. This is the new Patrick Ta Cream Foundation and pressed powder. I think I'm gonna put this in. I wanna keep playing with this a little bit. But when I'm thinking about pressed powders, ooh, a favorite that I haven't used in a long time, the Beauty Pie One Powder Wonder and Uberlescent Universal. This is so good. I recently picked up a new one of these because this one's, I'm about to hit pan. I can tell. So I'm gonna put this in. This is always a super big time love. I also feel like for pressed powder, you know what would be really good is this one from number 7. This is the Lift Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. This is the lightest shade. It's in light. It really reminds me of this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this powder. I had it out for last month, so maybe I'm going to put this in and reestablish my appreciation for this. I'll just put this one back in. This is the Airbrush Brightening Powder from Charlotte. It's basically a white powder. but it has that same texture that her Flawless Finish powder that comes in the Rose Gold Compact has. So I'll put this one in. I'll use this one under the eye. I feel like that's enough pressed powders. I do want at least one loose powder. I like having some loose powders to help buff over the skin. I have really liked this powder from Say. This is the Air Set Radiant Loose Setting Powder. I have the lightest shade in Translucent. I think I'll put this one in. That should be more than enough to get me through any look I'm trying to do. I have pulled all of my trays out that have cream and liquid products. I always like to have products that are creams or liquids for days that I'm not working. I definitely use a more long-term foundation, concealer, and fully set my face with powder on the days that I'm working because I wear a mask all day at work. But I love having glowy products like this for non-work days. I have been loving this. This is the Merit Bronze Balm. This is their new bronzer. I have loved this since it came. I think we'll also put in their highlighting stick. This is the shade Cava. It's a really pretty kind of champagne shade. Let me maybe swatch it on the back of my hand here for you. There we go. There you go. I feel like it's a really pretty easy shade. The one thing that's interesting is I feel like the formula is a little bit, it's in stick form, but the minute it starts to hit your hand, it really kind of breaks down to almost like a, I don't know, it feels very liquid-like, but it's not a liquid. So I'll put this in as well. I feel like I'm just putting all of my Merit products in. This is their blush balm. I have the shade Cheeky. This is gonna go in for this month. This is one that I haven't used in a long time. This is the Lit Up Highlight Stick from Westman Atelier. I have the lightest shade in Lit. I didn't even think I had used this much of it. That's kind of surprising to me. But I'm gonna put this in rotation for this month, as well as, this is my favorite cream bronzer. This is the M Cosmetics So Soft Multi-Play Face Sculpting. I forget what the actual name is. Anyway, this is a beautiful bronzer. This is the shade, I think this is Summer. Yep, it's so good. It's so beautiful. It's so easy. I really want to see what this is like compared to this, because this is the one that I reach for all the time. So I'm going to put this in. We'll do a little comparison this month. I'm also going to put in this Super Shock from ColourPop. This is the shade Glazed. I've always loved a Super Shock highlight. I feel like they have an incredible, fun, bouncy texture. This one is still super creamy. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put this in for this month. This is one of my favorite cream cheek products. This is from Ritual to Feed. This is their Color Nectar Pigment Balm, and this is the shade Bloodflower. I love this for fall. Okay, this is not the original packaging, but I love this shade. This is Venetian Red from Lisa Eldridge. This is a beautiful cream product, and I love the way that it looks. Her original packaging just didn't survive. I don't know what the problem is, but I know that they are working on redesigning the packaging and re-releasing these cream cheek products for 2023, but this is a favorite shade of mine in Venetian Red. I do have it in its own little glass pot, so I'm gonna put that in. I think I'm gonna put this in as well. This is the liquid blush from Rare Beauty. This is the shade Encourage. I really like this formula. It's super easy to use. I'll put that in as well. It's time for me to start reaching for powder face products. Ooh, you know what? I forgot I had this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. This is really good. Oh, you know, I'm gonna put this in for this month. I love opening my drawers. It's always a delight. I'm thinking I really have been liking the new bronzer I got from Beauty Pie. This is their lightest shade. It's such a good bronzer. I want to use this again. I also want to use, this is a one powder wonder, and it's not really supposed to be like a highlighting powder, but it really reads very shimmery without being too much. So I think I want to use this month again. Keep forming an opinion on that. This is one of my favorite bronzers. I discovered this year. This is just so good. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Bronzer. This is amazing. I do have the lightest shade in Fair. I'm gonna put this in. I feel like I have two powder bronzers. I have a powder highlight. I need one more highlight. What do I want? I think I'm gonna pull this out, and it's not for the blush, it's for the highlight. The highlight in here is glorious. This one from Wayne Goss is just the most gorgeous, shimmery, not too much, just enough. So I'm gonna put this in. This, by the way, is the shade Coral Rose. I need some powder blush. What do I want? Ooh, this is a really good one. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is a Clinique blush, but I like how neutral it is. It's not too rosy while having a hint of rose. It's not too brown. This, by the way, is the shade Mocha Pink. I don't even know if they still make this anymore. This is the first shade of blush I ever owned, was Mocha Pink from Clinique. So this was several years ago. I went and I kind of was looking to see if I could recreate my first makeup experience, and when I saw this, I picked it up, but it is a really great shade for fall. I think this duo from Jouer is gonna be the last thing that I put in, but I really love that you have a slightly glowy blush here and a matte blush. This one, by the way, is in Adore. This is a great duo. I really like this. So this is going to give me a ton of options. So all of my cheek products are in here. I have been missing some of these smaller sized palettes. I love a little tiny petite palette. This is one of the palettes I want to use for this month. This is from M Cosmetics. This is in the shade Rodin. It's a beautiful neutral palette, easy every day. It's got some great sparkle. It's got some fabulous mattes. Can't wait to use this. I also want to pull out some of the Petit Fours from Viseart. This one is in Peridot. I forgot how fabulous this was. I'm putting this in. I also really love this one in Bouillon. This one has a black and some golds in there, and it is just stunning. I feel like the Wayne Goss palettes are always a good choice. This one here is in Smoky Quartz. I feel like this is just like the perfect fall easy nude palette. Cannot wait to wear more of this. I also feel like it'd be nice to have this quad from Pat McGrath. This is the Venus in Fleur, and she's just stunning. I like the duochrome. You can see it looks a little pinky here, but in the mirror it looks very gold. It has a beautiful sparkle to it, but because of all of this extra fallout, I'm gonna need my Pat McGrath Artistry wand to keep this in place. I think this is the last eyeshadow palette I'm gonna pull from this drawer. This is the Bite Size eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. And this is in the shade Pumpkin Pie. Oh, this one is so beautiful, and it has some really nice warm tones to it, and definitely gives me those fall vibes. I'm trying to decide which of these liquid Lurex I want to put in. I feel like I definitely want these two. The darker is Zora, the lighter is Emily. I think I'm also going to put this one in. This one's Angelica, and it's a really nice kind of warm bronze shade. I've been really addicted to these, and to have a warm one and kind of like two cooler shades, that's going to be perfect. A lot of my larger eyeshadow palettes are in here. I'm thinking about ones that I really love. And this is one that I haven't used in a while, but it has some really nice kind of cooler mauve tones. It has some nice warmth in it, but the metallics in here are just next level. I think I'll put in the Tiny Marvels from Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson in. I'm also really excited to pull for this. This is the Mountain Trail eyeshadow palette from Sydney Grace. I've had these shadows for years now, but am delighted to reach for this every fall. I think I'm also going to put in the Nouveau palette from ABH. This one is really beautiful. And for me, this one is just like my perfect fall palette with these kind of grungier tones when I just cover up that purple shade called Wisteria. But these guys are glorious. I love all of these shades, and this one here in Liberty is just so nice. So super excited to have this out for October. This is one I haven't reached for in a while, the Too Faced Natural Nudes. This one is so nice. It's nice because it has some warmth in through here. It has some pinky tones. It has more neutrally tones this way, and then you do have some depth, and none of it ever gets too dark. I forgot how good this palette is. I will put this in there. I'll probably pull a lot of these neutral toned nudes for the month. Last thing I'm gonna do for eyeshadow is I'm gonna pull some singles. These are all my Sydney Grace singles. These are my most favorite formula. And so I have a small 9-pan palette here that I can just plop stuff into, and I'm gonna build myself the perfect little mini fall palette. So I opted for trios of greens, midtones, and kind of cooler plums. I will list all of these shades in the description box down below, but I'm so glad every time I get a chance to like pull out my Sydney Grace collection and just play. To finish up eye looks, I'm going to put in the Hourglass Caution Extreme Mascara. I'm also going to put in this one from Beauty Pie. This is their Flash False Lash Mascara. This one's interesting because it's got like kind of a small little wand on it. Like, isn't that tiny compared to other ones? So this one's going in, and I always like having a tubing mascara. I am getting to know this one from Merit, but this is a really cool tubing mascara. I like that for work days, but the wand is much fluffier. I always like having the Inglot AMC gel liner. This one is in the shade 90. Yeah, I use it all the time. Love this. This is great for all day wear. I also like having options when it comes to brown eyeliners. This is the 24-hour waterproof pencil from Persona in brown. Love this one. I also really am partial to the Permagel from Pat McGrath. This one is in the shade Black Coffee. I feel like this one's just a little bit cooler. This one's just a little bit warmer, hence having two of these. I'm also putting this one in. This is the Beauty Pie Ultra Color Pro Gel Eyeliner. I have the shade Very Pretty Plum. I like that it is not a brown, so this one's going in. And the last liner I'm putting in, I've kind of been impressed and have been using the Flyliner from Fenty Beauty a lot. It's a black liquid liner, and normally I reach for my M Cosmetics eyeliner, and I've been using this one a ton and really liking it. So there we go. The other thing I need to put in is the Artistry wand from Pat McGrath, because this kind of primer helps to adhere all of the sparkles from that Pat McGrath palette and other palettes as well. Keep them on the eyelid so I don't have any fallout. So these are going to be the things that I reach for eyes. For brows this month, I am putting in the Control Freak from NYX. It's just a clear brow gel that I feel really helps to keep my brows kind of elevated. I am putting in this. This is the Merit, goes this way. The Merit 1980 Brow. It's kind of like a tinted brow pomade. There's no fibers in here, but I feel like it's an interesting product I'm getting to know just a little bit better. I do love this one from e.l.f. This is the Wow Brow. This is a great, affordable drugstore fiber gel product. This is fantastic. I have the shade Neutral Brown. I'm also putting in their Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Neutral Brown. I like this with the Wow Brow, and then the Glossier Brow Flick. This is just a brow pen. I love these. I like the one from ABH. I really have been liking this one from Glossier, but this is a great thing to have just to fill in some gaps when I need them. My favorite pencil of all time is the one from M Cosmetics. This is the Fine Liner Brow Pencil, and this is the one in Deep Taupe. All right, so mascaras, liners, brows, all in here. So here are all the lip products that I am pulling for this month. I have all of my Merit lip products here, their lip oil, and 3 of their lipsticks. I have 1 of the matte lipsticks from Lisa Eldridge and 3 of Luxuriously Lucent. I have 2 of the lip souffles from Rare Beauty. I have a NARS nude lipstick, a sheer red from Lipstick Queen, a couple from Charlotte Tilbury. This one here is in the shade Very Victoria, and this one is in the shade Patsy Red. I have it with a lot of my other reds over here. This is refillable packaging, and I love that. I have one from Milani. I've got a lip gloss from M. I've got a lip gloss from NYX. I'm trying to finish this one up here. This is a Beauty Pie lip gloss slash lip oil. I have 2 refills right here that go with my House of Sillage lipstick. One's a red, one's kind of a nudie pink, but I'm going to be having fun playing with these this month. And then I have 2 of these Rouge Tatouage matte lipsticks from YSL, a red and kind of a pinky nude. The last thing I have here is a lipstick from Estee Lauder that came in their train case for last year, a bright, bold, punchy, warm red called Excite. So I feel like I've got a good mix. Oh, forgot to tell you about this one. This one's from Rose Ink. This is kind of a rose toned nude crayon. This one's actually really nice and I enjoy wearing it. All right. Those are all the lip products. I have coordinating lip pencils from Wayne Goss, 1 Lisa Eldridge, and 3 from the drugstore, 2 from Essence, and 1 from NYX. Thank you so much for watching today. I always feel it's important to keep good track of what I have. There have been years in the past where something falls to the back of the drawer, or I only use what's kind of front of mind and things get forgotten and go bad, and my goal is not to do that. And doing this monthly rotation is a great way for me to try those products, decide whether I like them or not. And then on top of that, remember all the amazing things I already have in my collection, and I don't want to be forgotten. Let me know what sort of makeup looks you are excited to wear for October, what sorts of things you pull for every time this time of year rolls around. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I'll see you again soon.